came inside where it's warm. Disclaimer on this video, don't buy a kit from this guy. You'll see why in the video. There's a reason why Warmcarnow turned off all their comments on their videos. There's so many negative reviews. They do business under a different name, which is Mobile Accessories out of Schenectady, New York. Guy's super rude. His kit doesn't work. He doesn't want to fix it. So you'll see how I dealt with the kit and how I have fixes for it. So if you had a problem with this guy's kit, watch the video. Maybe you'll find something that helps you. All right, the project at hand is a remote start from those guys. So any plug-in remote start on these Silverados is kind of got to be the same way. So we got a remote, 2 remotes. We will not use those things to make a connection. There's only like 4 or 5 connections that need to be made. So first things first, we gotta get this trim ring out of here. Rip this thing out of here, but that's gotta come down. And this 7mm here. Should be one more somewhere. All this shit mounted to this, so that'll be fun. All the way over here. If you just take a screwdriver in here, you pull that out of there. This slides into here, and then this should just pull out of there. Right there. And we're looking for this plug. All right, so right here there was a little zip tie. I cut that, and then I cut the electrical tape off of this, and that was in there. So this is going to go back into that switch. There's a little bit of pain to remove that, and that's going to go into that one. And then we're going to worry about this. Next thing I'm doing is pretty easy. I unplugged the antenna. I'm going to mount the antenna on the windshield over here, and then I just fed the wire out through here, come out through here, and I'm going to run it through in here and plug it back into the last spot there. So I zip tied the antenna wire up, put the plastic back in, and then next thing I remove this 7mm bolt on the OBD2. I'm going to run this one in there. So this is going to plug into that OBD2, and then this one replaces your OBD2. You're mounted in there, so I got to run the wires. I'm not too keen on drilling another hole and sticking this little reset button in there, so I'm just going to put it down here somewhere and zip tie it. This bolt is in there nice and tight. The OBD2 plug, the original one's in there. Probably just zip tie it up out of the way. I'm going to zip tie all this stuff up out of the way. And then I think I just got to make 3 wiring connections on this, and it'll be done. This is if you want to run a hood switch, so it won't start if the hood's up.
This kit doesn't require this hood safety switch, but if it did, I would just zip tie it down. I don't like extra safeties and stuff like that, so less is more in this case.
Zip tie it down or something. Okay, we're zoomed in here. I unplugged that, and that's this plug here. And if you go from the right on the top, the 4th spot, which is the 3rd wire, is this black one, and we're gonna connect this yellow wire into that. So what I'm gonna do is cut it, splice this into one side, and then butt connect the other side, and that should make a good connection there. When you're done, you should have the connection sort of to that. 2 going in there and 1 coming up there. So I'm gonna plug that back in, and then we're gonna put the next plug out for our purple wire. Okay, for the parking lights, we have this gray wire coming out of the 2nd pin on the top plug. It's brown plug. Did the same thing there. Just added a wire to that. That's for the parking lights. And we're gonna shove that back into there. And it's connected. Last connection is going to be the purple wire, and that needs to go to the brake switch. It was really hard to get the white wire up on the brake switch. I'm trying to, right there. I just tapped into the white wire with the purple wire. And we're gonna start cleaning this up pretty soon. Okay, so next we have to program this, and from my understanding, this will light up different colors. Okay. Went to green. And it went out. So if I turn it off, it did something. It's clicking down there. Turns right off. Okay, this video made a turn for the worst. Did the instructions, everything I was supposed to do. I stopped filming because there was a lot of going back and forth. The guy who runs this company from Warmcarnow, he's kind of a dick. Very rude person on the phone. Try to treat you, belittles you, try to treat you like shit. Like, meanwhile, I'm a pretty capable mechanic. I run my own business. Obviously, if the service truck doesn't tell you that I'm capable of working on stuff, I don't know what does. So I just wanted to do like a plug and play remote start because it was supposed to be super simple. We came to the conclusion, or he came to the conclusion, that he thinks that the protocol was wrong or something was wrong in this board. Shipped him back this one. He sent me back another one. And I go to plug it in, did the same relearn procedure, nothing. Called him back. He's like, right now it's not good. Doesn't get back to you. Call him again. He's like, I'm gonna get back to you again. Doesn't. Just a lot of going back and forth. So what I determined was this kit is no good. I should have. So this was supposed to replace my other remote, which does lock and unlock, as you can see. This one right now, all it does is start the truck. And how I made it do that was, if you lock it, horn sounds, doesn't do anything on the functions there. But it would start, if you locked it 2 times and hit the key, it would start and die off, which I thought was like a RPM learn. And I determined that it was, let me show you on here, it was the security system on the truck. Okay, so this is HB tuners. This kit, you're not supposed to have HB tuners do this. This is supposed to be plug and play. So I just wrote a new tune to my truck. So if we go into system, general, VATS control, this was enabled. Or I don't know if enable's the right term. Yeah, it was under serial, so it was enabled, it was on. So I turned the security VATS control off, saved it on my computer, and then wrote the tune to this. So now once it runs, it won't kill itself out. So the security was turning it off. So whatever's going on between the 2 modules does not work. So once again, doesn't lock the doors. My factory remotes will. Hold the start. Let go. Lights came on. Starts, runs. So I guess it works. It's not working how it's supposed to work. The guy's customer support in his company is kind of a sham. I can't believe he's been in business this long. Best bet, this was like $350 or so, $330, whatever. Find somebody local, have them install it. Find a nice reputable like radio shop or something like that. So it does work because I wired this in. Press the brake pedal so somebody could jump in and it would turn off. So you do need the key. So I did test it. I'm not going to go through the whole process. Remote start it. You can lock the door with my factory remote and then turn the key in the ignition and I could drive away. So this remote that came with his kit right now, which it doesn't bother me because this truck isn't that nice. It's got a lot of miles on it. It's just going to be kept at my windowsill, so when I'm getting dressed in the morning, I could start the truck, get some heat in here, and go to work. So it's not an end-all be-all, but I fixed it. And if you have this problem from this guy's kit, get HP tuners, find someone locally that has it that will tune your vehicle, and just turn the security off if you want to live with it the same way that I am. So that's that. Closing out the video really quick, the truck was locked last night, so if I just... the horn goes off. So I have to unlock it first. It's a little security feature that's still in there, so this system's a little dicked. So if you don't unlock the truck with the factory remotes first, before you start it, you don't have to hit the lock button, you just hit the start. But this is just me living with this system and a guy who didn't want to help. So this is my little warning from my experience buying this kit. Buy it if you want, don't buy it. My experience, I wouldn't do it again. So I'm just gonna wrap this video up, call it quits. And this is just how I'm gonna live with it in my 250,000-mile truck. I said in the video, if I did it again, I'd probably have an installer do it. Normally I would advise against that. I do everything myself, but on most of the remote start kits, they don't give you a wiring diagram, and they save the wiring diagram for their factory installers. So there was one I found that they were selling online on, like, I think Warmcarnow. It was a cheap one. And somebody on Reddit, it was a popular brand, somebody on Reddit had a wiring diagram for it, but had like no letterhead on it. So like, trust it, don't trust it. And without poking around and trying to figure out what does what, most kits are like that. I haven't found a kit that actually come with a wiring diagram, so you're kind of at bay. So if you go to buy a remote start that's not a plug and play for your car, it's probably not going to come with install instructions or pinouts to tell you what does where. So you would need, I know like a lot of the big companies that do remote starts, they have like the truck wiring diagram and then the wiring diagram for the kit, and they know exactly what they're doing. So I have another truck, I'm probably going to go do it that way, just drop it off, be done with it. So that's how I'm going to live with this kit. Just unlock the truck first, then use the other remote. It is what it is. The guy can keep my money. He was super rude. My girlfriend was on the other end of the phone with me. She's like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Because he does business under a different name. So it's Mobile Accessories up in upstate New York. But you can't Google Warmcarnow without just finding his website. So when you go to leave a Google review, you can't find it. It's Mobile Accessories. And if you happen to get a kit from this guy and it worked, I'm just going to say it's a fucking miracle. Or if you got good service, either or, it's a fucking miracle. I'm just going to live with it, and that's this video.